Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. Back again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah. We got to talk about the situation, guys. 80-year-old man crashes out over Karmelo verdict. Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm going to get into this content, break this thing down for the good people out here in these YouTube streets. I want to talk about this one. The old man went berserk on YouTube, forgot to take his medication. I don't know what's going on. Somebody needs to probably do a wellness check or something. But I want to talk about this old timer right here. He literally got online. First, he was playing Jesus music. And then he went outside, started crashing out, going crazy. You know, I just want to review this particular video, share my commentary and criticism about what's going on in these YouTube streets. Because it seemed like a lot of black folk have lost their mind over Karmelo Jello. And they seem to be mad with any black person who agreed that Karmelo is guilty. Now that he got 35 years, a lot of people are shedding tears. Hey, that rhymes. But anyway, guys, let's get back to the content. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Let's review this video here. We want to start this thing off right because we want to find out why a 80-year-old man has crashed out online over the Karmelo verdict when he should be preparing his life for Jesus. I mean, if you're 80 years old, the last thing you should be doing is stressing out your heart. This man was literally in the middle of the street at the middle of the night, crashing out with the cats. You had a bunch of wild cats all around him in the street. Now, you know, when a bunch of cats are all around you, you know your time's up. I don't know if anybody ever told you any of that. Maybe, you might think I'm superstitious. But when a bunch of alley cats are all around and they're not running from you, they're near you, it normally means that it's your time to go. I'm just saying. So, let's get into this content. Let's listen to what the old timer got to say, find out if he's all right mentally. Let's listen to what he was listening to in the house before he actually went outside and crashed out. Let's check it out.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together. Come on.
Everybody put your hands together. Let's celebrate.
God is a good God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good God. He's worthy to be praised.
So we see that he's praising God. God is a good God. That's what he was doing, guys. God is a good God.
What? God is a good God? Yeah, that's what he was talking about. God is a good God, worthy to be praised. No, you shouldn't be making fun of the old timer. Why? What's the matter? I mean, he's old. He's gray. But let's have some church. God is a good God.
Make sure you get those likes up, guys. So as you could see, he was praising God. God is a good God and whatnot. Let me see if I can get myself on the screen as well, guys, so the screen don't just look weird. Okay, there I go right there. Now, we see him praising God, that God is a good God, right? Gonna fast forward the video, right? Okay, watch this, guys.
Oh, God is a good God.
Yeah! worthy to be praised. It always be these Christian hypocrites that start off their video with God is a good God, and then it goes into this. Let's fast forward the video, guys. Let's watch what he do.
Peace and blessings to everybody. We got 81 people in the air. Only got 46 thumbs up. And I know that's the reason, because a bunch of these fucking trolls in here.
I don't care what he lived through. Somebody said he lived through Jim Crow. Fam, I don't care. For somebody that lived through Jim Crow and you act like a crow, something's wrong with you, fam. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button. Let's go.
That's right, family. Peace and blessings to the family that's in here tonight. We're going to talk about the Karmelo Anthony situation, which was a railroad in a racist town with a racist DA, with a racist jury. And the fucking defense lawyer, he was a piece of shit.
Whoa!
That's right.
Whoa! Whoa! Wait a minute now. I thought you just said God is a good God, worthy to be praised. Then the Bible says, out of the same mouth proceed blessings and cursings. These things ought not to be. This is crazy.
I could have won that case, and I don't know nothing about no fucking law. That's right. He ain't did nothing to help that brother. Because he was going along with the situation. He was going along with unrighteousness and evil, because that's what most of them devils are. Unrighteous and evil people. That's right, family. All white jury. No members of his peers. What kind of shit that is?
What?
He was set up from the jump street.
He wasn't set up. He committed murder. What are you talking about?
That's right. And they left a lot of information out. Them two bullies, the Metcalf brothers, they whipped up on his ass, on their daddy, broke his fucking arm. They were nothing but two devils. That's right. But it come to a part.
You see the cats there? The cats know. The cats know what's coming next. When you see all those crazy cats around and they just walking around with their kittens, with their mittens, they know something going on, fam. Let's go.
To a point where they're trying to make it we can't even defend ourselves. They just do us what they want, the same way the bullshit happened down in South Carolina. They claim the old man killed the young brother. No, his son did that. That old man ain't ran no fucking 100 yards.
What happened to God is a good God? Worthy to be praised. God is a good. That's why I don't go to no damn church. Bunch of hypocrites over there, fam. You see people in church, they be like this.
God is a good God, worthy to be praised. Man, I cannot stand him. I hope he die.
That's how they be in church. They be in church praising the Lord 1 minute. They go outside in the parking lot, start driving, cussing everybody out, fam. You would never thought they were in church. Let's go.
He just took the blame. Right. To save his son. But this shit is getting outrageous, family. New York, the Michael Jackson impersonator got choked out because he was talking. Because he was talking, minding his own business. I done seen a lot of people go crazy in the, just leave him alone.
Look at the crazy cats running outside, boy.
Where y'all running at? How many cats? Why you worry about? I don't know. Bunch of them. We ain't worried about the cats right now. We talk about this Karmelo Anthony situation and how rotten and low life that these people is. They ain't never changed. And they got these motherfuckers like Officer Tatum, Jason Woodlock, Michael. They're happy as the sister in Boys Town. And not only them, a lot of other black men went against this brother. Yeah, a lot of thinking them white folks love it. Them white folks don't give a fuck about none of these niggas. Niggas, some of these black people don't even care about themselves. They kill each other every fucking day.
I mean, think about this, guys. It's late at night in the ghetto. This man outside screaming and yelling, people trying to go to sleep. This old man come out of the nursing home going crazy, guys, literally in the street. This is absolutely insane. You got the thugs, the killers, and watch how he crash out on them. Now, he's acting as if though he got all this love for black people. Watch how he talk about black people in this particular video. Let's go.
Steal from each other, lie on each other. Fucking bullshit.
Don't go in this house. No, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Listen.
Yeah, you can go in there and get fucking shot.
He was talking to the black guy saying that he's going to shoot the black guy if he go in there. Watch this. Look.
Fucking dumbass niggas.
Notice how he just talked about black people. He called those black folk dumbass ninjas. That's how he addressed black people. I need for y'all to pay attention to that. We know he don't like white folk, but he also don't like black folk. He lives around black folk and he addressed them as ninjas. And you wondering why there's a major problem in the black community with these boomers. It's the boomers that caused a lot of the problems we got today. Let's go.
Yeah. You don't see none of them white folks doing no shit like that, going against their own kind. Don't care nothing about their own kind.
White people go against their own kind all the time. It's just that you don't live around white folk to know that. For some reason, he think it's kumbaya where white people live. White people fight with white people all day. You just don't see it because you live in a predominantly black community. You have a lot of black folk that are upset about this Karmelo situation. And what this case really is bringing out is a lot of the internalized racism that black folk have against white people. For some reason, where is this energy when there is crime in the black community? Meaning Tyrone shot Jamarcus. How come we don't see this outrage? How come we don't see black folk literally losing their minds when Ray shoot Rob? Why we don't see that? Why is it that in the black community it's okay to celebrate killers? Like Karmelo is a murderer. He murdered someone. If he murdered your son, would you be saying free Karmelo? If your son pushed Karmelo and Karmelo stabbed your son in the heart, you cool with that? I just want to know. For all you black mothers that have been praising Karmelo, if Karmelo stabbed your black son in the heart and killed him just because your son pushed him. Are you going to be saying free Karmelo? You ain't going to be saying that. The only reason why you have outrage is because the boy he stabbed was white. So in your mind, even if Karmelo is guilty, you're going to side with him anyway. You know, like that other lady that we talked about, I believe it was last night, we talked about that situation. Let me see if I got that tape. I don't even know if I do.
If evidence does come out that Karmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs.
You can't make this up. The reporter literally says if evidence come out that Karmelo wasn't fighting for his life, in other words, he committed this act. It was indeed murder. Would the black community be able to accept that? Say, no, we're going to stand with our own regardless. Meaning, even if he's guilty, we're going to rock with him. So basically what that means is if Karmelo sexually assaulted a 5-year-old girl, violently assaulted her sexually, essayed, the black community is basically saying, because he's black, we're going to rock with him, even though he violated a child. That's the mentality of the black community right now. And you're wondering why, when there's black on black crime, no one cares. Think about this, guys, because you know I'm right. You just don't want to admit it because you're hateful. To all of you that live in a predominantly black community, there's crime that happens all the time and nobody gives two F's about it. I don't see nobody marching. I don't see nobody protesting. Ain't no GoFundMe's being set up. Nobody cares. It's just another day at the office, another body. Put some candles by the building, put some balloons and flowers. And we go on with our personal life. But when there's a situation where it involves a black and white, all of a sudden the black community have this tribal mentality. Let's just rock with the killer because he's black. And that's where we get this old man crashing out. Let's go.
Come on out of here. Big ass, and let me lock my door. 'Cause I don't trust these little fucking young punks that's walking around here talking about don't go in my house.
He said, let me lock his door because he don't trust none of these young punks that live around him, referring to black folk, not white folk. See, in the black community, you got to lock your door. In the black community, you have to lock your door. Can't keep your door open. But that's the point at Sow a Seed. He trusts Karmelo, but he don't trust the people that he live around. That's insane. You trust Karmelo and he's a killer. But you got a problem with the black folk that are around you to the point where you ran to lock your door because you don't trust them. You don't trust black folk. So what does that say about this man's character? Let's go.
Give me a minute, family. Lock this fucking door. Sorry about that, fam. I will lock my door. Damn. Give me a minute. I'm trying to find this.
I cannot stand black folk that side with people that are clearly out of their mind, that clearly on goofy time. and you say some of the most ridiculous things like, oh, they created the ghettos. No, they, who they? White folk? White folk created the ghetto? No, you did. See, the ghetto is not where you live. The ghetto is how you think. That's how I know you're not smart. The ghetto is not where you live. The ghetto is how you think. And a lot of black folk think ghetto. And therefore, they act ghetto. And you're wondering why people are always looking at you crazy. This man is outside late at night, cussing and going crazy out in the street. No respect for his neighbors. Over a verdict. Let's go. Listen, all you black folk that are listening to this live right now, fam. If you give white folk all this power, oh, they created the ghettos, they did this, they got you thinking this way, then you're a dumbass. You gotta be. Because what you're basically telling me is that another group of people control you so much so that you turned into an animal. So you don't know better. You're not civilized. You don't know how to make the proper decisions for yourself. So you act ghetto. You act like an animal. You go out there, you commit crimes, you're in and out of the penitentiary because you want to blame some other group. Well, they did this to me. They made me become a thug. They made me kill my own people. They made me sell drugs. They made me violate my own women and not take care of my children. No, dummy, you did that. And you're wondering why these black women don't respect you brothers. You're wondering why. Because every time something come up, you're always blaming the white man. Well, it's the white man why I don't got no job. It's the white man's fault why I didn't graduate high school. I mean, it gotta be his fault that I didn't know 1 + 1. Always making excuses. Let's go.
Okay, I'm back, family. I had to lock my door because them little stupid niggas around here
Wow.
talking that dumb shit about going in my house.
Now, I want to know, why is it that in the black community, when you hear this gentleman talk like this about the very black people that live around him, he calling them N-words? Where is the outrage? Guys, somebody in the chat says he is an adorable old man. You gotta be kidding me. I can't, guys. Like, it's just getting crazy, fam. Like, you heard what this man had to say about black folk, fam. I'm gonna wind it back a little bit. Check it out. Somebody in the chat says, when he confronts you about this, keep that same energy, Ringo. Fam, I don't care about this old man. I don't care. That's why I do videos. Now you can go on back over to your daddy. You can tell him, Ringo said so. Hit that like button. Let's go.
Lock this fucking door. Sorry about that, fam. I will lock my door. Damn. Give me a minute. I'm trying to find this key. Okay, I'm back, family. I better lock my door because them little stupid niggas around here.
Wow. That's how he addressed black people, guys. What I'm trying to establish here is character. When you're listening to people on social media, especially when they're talking about the Karmelo Anthony case and they're upset about the verdict, they have a lot of hatred for white people. And at the same time, what I'm trying to establish here is the fact that he also don't even like the very black folk that live around him. So when he says peace and love, family, and all that other stuff, that's just, you know, he's in his age. He don't really care about black people. He hates the very black folk that live right around him. You would think that he would have love for them. But no, he addressed them as N-words. So what's the difference between him calling them N-words and white folk that are racist? What's the difference? Where's the standard? Why there's no accountability? Why the community don't hold him accountable for his racist uses of these derogatory terms and words towards black people? But when he's ready, he want to talk about white people. Make that make sense, man. But I'm the bad guy because I'm doing content. But when he does content about me, it's all good. But the minute I do my reactions, oh, I'm the bad guy. Do you see how that works, guys? I want to see who's going to hold him accountable. Let's go.
Talking that dumb shit about going in my house, and I'll be in jail.
You see what he just said? If you go in his house, he'll be in jail. Why? Because he's going to unalive you. So if any of those black folk go into his house, basically what he's saying is he's going to unalive them.
Yeah. Somebody don't go in my house. Don't go. Because that's the way they think. It ain't about shit.
See that? He said that the black people in his community ain't about shit. Now, let me give you the interpretation of what they meant by going in his house. The black guys were not saying that they're going in his house. They were talking about the cats. Logically thinking. They were talking about the cats. It was like damn near 9, 10 cats out there. And they're walking all around. His door was open. He had his door open. And the cats were walking in and out of his house. That is what those guys were saying. Don't go in there. They never said they're going in there. They were not a threat. But in his mind, he see all those black men as N-words, thieves, and robbers. And they had no intent on going in his house. Obviously, he's an old man. All of those men in that community, they probably already done know who this guy is. Ain't nobody's bothering him. In every predominantly black community, all the elderly don't have to worry about nothing. At least I hope. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing because everybody respect the elderly that are in the community. So nobody was threatening to go into his apartment. They were talking about the cats. But he ended up using racial slurs against them, saying they ain't ish, and all this other mumbo jumbo, degrading black people. But you got a problem with me. Make that make sense, guys. Shout out to, is that Rochelle? Shout out to you for the $20 of support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. So we're talking about an 80-year-old man who crashed out over the Karmelo Anthony verdict. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, guys.
But I got something for him.
He stepped on the cat.
But get back to Carmelo Anthony situation and the way black Americans are being treated, although we treat each other like shit, but all that is from programming and conditioning.
So let me get this straight. He said that we treat each other like ish. Because it's from programming. So you're telling me that the white man programmed us to treat each other like crap, but I thought you said God is a good God. If we're supposed to be following the Bible, the good book, then we should do unto one another as we would want done to ourselves, as the good book suggests. So it's not that the white man did anything, it's that we're just not with God. Right? Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
Of our minds, the music, the fucked up drill music that they playing, rap music, and all this other bullshit that they put into the minds of our young people.
No, our people make the decisions to do all of these things. Nobody's forcing nobody to do anything in today's day. This is one of the biggest problems with black Americans. They keep blaming white folk for everything. You know, everything. I'm talking about everything. Like the majority of you that are alive today were not in the transatlantic slave trade. You were not being oppressed. You didn't go through none of the stuff your ancestors been through. But for some reason, you act as if though you are. When you're afforded the same privileges everybody else have. You can go to school, you can get an education, you can get a job, start a business, you can save money, you can bank, you can get a driver's license. You can do the very things that everybody else could do. But you complain all day. You have this mindset of hatred, and you use that as a crutch, playing the victim all day. Well, everybody else is being successful in life, moving on up. You're sitting there crying about the white man all day. It's one of the biggest problems in the black community right now. And I blame social media because a lot of these social media influencers, right? Let me give you the game plan of exactly how this thing works. Those of you that are predominantly in the black community, melanated men and women, so-called African Americans, for lack of better words, social media is being used by black Americans to keep you oppressed. I'm going to explain exactly what this says. You got people like Tariq Nasheed, always talking about the white man this, the white man that. You got Umar Johnson, always talking about this and that, trying to make you believe, you know, the enemy is there. But they never address the black community. They never do, right? Everything is the white supremacy, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, in the black community, the gangs are there. The drugs is there. The fatherless homes is there. But then nobody's addressing that. These men will tell you about reparations and we're fighting for this. None of them ain't fighting for a damn thing. They're fighting for a check on social media. And what they do is they rage bait you, getting you hyped up, keeping you angry. That's their job. Similar to the Christian pastor. The Christian pastor is a hustler. They're nothing but pimps. It's a business. When you go to church, the pastor don't give two F's about you. What he worry about is that tithe money, that offering. That's what he's concerned with. When he come to church, it's not about you being saved. He don't care about that. Church is a business set up by the government. Do you understand me? It's a hustle. And what a lot of influencers are doing on social media right now, a lot of these content creators, they act as if though they're freedom fighters. They act as if though they're pro-blacks. They act as if though they care about the black community. They don't. It's all about a check. If they could keep you enraged, if they could keep you angry, if they could keep you blaming white people, blaming this, you're never going to take accountability for your own self. You're never going to take accountability for your own community. The violence we do towards each other, the hatred, the jealousy, the envy, the red eye that we have towards one another. Nobody addresses that. They'll just keep you looking over there, looking over there. It's their fault. It's the white man's fault. You see? Yes, there's racists in the world. But you know what's worse than a racist? When your own people hate you. when your own people don't support you, when your own people don't love you, when your own people are killing each other. That's worse than racism. See, we're trained by our own people to blame everybody else on the outside while never taking accountability of what we see on the inside. And when you look at these boomers, like this old guy, he's one that been cut from the cloth of the men that failed the black community, that didn't do his job, that didn't hold our people accountable. And he failed. And because he failed, he's angry at life because he reached the end and he knows he's old and his time is up and he's mad at everyone. You would think a guy like this would be resting, taking care of his health in his final days, getting right with the Creator. But no, he's busy online cussing, arguing, and just crashing out. That's how he's going to leave the earth, with so much anger inside. Where's the love? Where's the wisdom to pass down to the generations? He don't got no wisdom to pass down. That's the problem. Let's go.
Look at this cat here. They went up the tree. You see him up there, family? He'll get down. Yeah, that was a railroad that was set up from Jump Street. And I wouldn't give a damn about what. I'm always going to stay around my people. I'm not going to be hanging around them people talking about out in the suburbs in every fucking town.
He just said he's going to stay around his people, but he was just calling his people N-words. He was just expressing hate towards his own people. But he said he would stay around his own people. But he don't even like his own people. Let's go.
They got good black neighborhoods. That's right. I can show you a whole bunch of places right where I stay at. If I go outside that gate, I can show you nothing but pretty houses in the black neighborhood, in this neighborhood, outside this apartment complex. That's right. I'm not standing around where they got the majority of white folks.
So he's confirming that he stays around predominantly black folk. But look at how he was addressing black people, calling them N-words. Maybe that's what maybe y'all believe that's okay, that an old guy is literally calling his own people N-words. But yet we want to get upset if a white person call you an N-word. I'm trying to figure this out. You get upset if a white man call you an N-word, but you got this elderly guy, 80 plus years old, calling the very men that live right around him N-words out loud in the street where everybody can hear him. And it's cool? I didn't know that was cool.
No, that's a bad mistake for the long run. Because they thieves, they'll try to steal your land, and then it's evil. Then people is...
Let's see. Somebody said, why you guys focusing so much on an elderly man that probably has dementia? Why are you focusing on me? I mean, it's like the level of hypocrisy and the double standards is ludicrous. If a person have enough sense to go live, if a person have enough sense to come on a social media public platform and do these things, then guess what? I can react to it. You got a problem with that? Turn it off. No different than when somebody commit a crime. It doesn't matter what age you are. You commit a crime, you do the time. But it seems like you're trying to make every excuse possible for this man. You're making every excuse. So basically, if this man violated a child, you'll blame it on dementia. You'll say, oh, well, he's in his age, so he don't know any better. No, he would be going to prison. He'll be going to jail. Don't make excuses for wrongdoing. Because what you're basically saying is that it's okay for him to disrespect black people, calling them N-words. It's okay to be racist towards whites because of his age, because he might have an issue. So it's okay. You don't know what he got. You don't even know him, but you're making excuses. Is that how you would treat your own family members? Make excuses? We don't do that around here. Everybody get held accountable. Let's go.
Evil. That motherfucker don't care about a motherfucking thing about no black people.
Let me see. AJ says, if a white man called you that word, you would be ready to fight. Ha 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 ha. See, that's the difference between me and you. Number one, I'm not a ninja. That word don't mean nothing to me. See, I don't know what it is with a lot of black folk, but you guys get triggered by words. That don't mean nothing to me. A white man can come around and be like, I don't like these niggers. I cannot stand that neighbor right there. He's a nigger. I'll just go back inside my house and put a steak on the grill. Stuff don't move me. You know why? Because I'm intelligent. I'm smart. I'm not like you. You're the type of fool that will crash out and go to jail like Karmelo. See, Karmelo crashed out because of words. That's why he really crashed out. Some words were exchanged and he crashed out. He didn't process anything and made sense of it and say, whoa. I'm not crashing out over no words. I mean, think about this. This person says, if a white man call you an N-word, you're going to be ready to fight. Dude, I got too much to lose, bro. I got kids. I got a family. I got content to make. Details at 10. Ringo TV Reactions was arrested in the South, apparently fighting with a white man. And hear this, Jim. Because he was called the N-word. Wait, I'm getting word at the news desk. It is said that Ringo is getting how many years? 50 years. For unaliving Chad. They got video. Let's look at the video, please. No, I cannot stand these niggers. Oh, there it is, Jim. Ringo TV is gone forever. Imagine that. You killing somebody and fighting because they call you the N-word. Hey, yo, bro, what you in here for? Yo, man, I unalived this white guy, man. What happened, dog? Yo, tell me the story, bro. Yo, he called me the N-word. What? He called me the N-word, so I unalive him and his wife. I'm in here for life now. Bro, you stupid. And that's the mentality of a lot of black folk. They would literally crash out over the dumbest things. Most of the crimes in the black community is petty. It's dumb. And I know a lot of these clowns, when they end up in the penitentiary, they're sitting there literally with Bubba and Momo in a cell together. Like, why in the world did I commit this dumb crime? It makes no sense. Anyway, let's get back to the content. Hit that like button, because they mad with me all the time. Let's go.
What's that, my sister caller? Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been here 78 years on this planet. 78 years I've been seeing the same fucking bullshit. 78 years I've been seeing the same hatred.
He said he'd been seeing the same hatred for 78 years, but yet he's full of hatred. He haven't been seeing nothing. He's the one who's suffering from hatred. That's what he's dealing with. He's dealing with Boosie call they're hypnotized by hatred. That's what he's dealing with, guys. He's hypnotized by hatred for white folk, and it's eating him alive. That's what's really going on, fam. Shout out to Sean for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says bars. Okay. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Same envy, the same jealousy, and that shit that wore off on our people. Hating on each other, jealous of each other, steal from each other, lie on each other, manipulate each other, deceive each other, because we learned it all from the devil. We learn all his ways in doing things.
He just said that we learn all of this from the devil. I didn't learn nothing. No, not from the devil. You know? I mean, now he blaming the devil. So you're telling me that everything that black people do that's wrong, we all learned it from the devil. This is what I mean. Constantly blaming somebody else. Never taking accountability by saying we did this to ourselves. You understand? You would think that after 400 years of slavery, after Jim Crow, after dealing with all these different issues and atrocities that was done to black folk, you would think that in 2026, that we would be 100% civilized. You would think that. But no. Still blaming a white man. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Us smoking, get a lot of our people with drugs. We don't create no drugs. We don't create no guns.
You don't create guns, but you're shooting them. What sense does that make? Okay, you didn't create the guns, but you're still committing crimes and shooting guns and doing this and doing that. That don't make no sense. See, rather than this guy hold the black community accountable in terms of young black men that are using these guns to kill one another, he's not doing that. You would think that the elderly of our generation would be passing down wisdom to educate the youth. But no, they're not doing that. Instead, they're making excuses. And this is why we got so many problems. Not only are there no fathers in the homes, but the boomers that should have been given the youth the game, they don't even care about them enough to educate them. Instead, they're just blaming white people for everything. Let's go.
We don't create poison food. And I done seen a lot of white folks making videos talking about black people as the problem of America.
Notice he said he saw white people that made videos that claimed that black people is the problem of America. Again, who cares about what white people are doing and what they're talking about in terms of black people? Why don't we focus on what we need to do so that we can improve our community in terms of improving ourselves? Why can't we do that? Why is it that every time we hear something about what white people are doing, you get in your feelings, you get angry, you become bitter, you just want to argue and fight with people rather than looking at your community and looking at what's wrong and saying, okay, we need to fix a couple of things. There's crime, there's violence, there's drugs, there's gangs. Think about this. In every predominantly black community, you got gangs. You got gangs in all of these black communities. Now think about this. Are the gangs in the black communities fighting against white people? No, they're killing each other. The Crips, the Bloods, the this, the that, they all killing each other. Back in the day, you had DCEP, you had Autobots, you had all these different gangs. And the ops were people that look like me. That's all they were doing. Beating each other up and killing one another. They weren't protecting the community. No. They were gunning down their own people. And this is why we have all these problems, because in the black community, nobody stands up to regulate the problems. We just blame the white man for everything. That's all we do. Blame the white man. Where are the black men in the black community that are regulating these problems? And you're wondering why black women are frustrated with black men. It's because we're not leading nothing. All we're doing is complaining about the white man, the white man. The black woman is tired of hearing black men complaining about the white man. She's waiting to see when you're going to lead. but you're too scared to lead because you're a coward and you're looking for an easy way out. That's what we're seeing every single day. This man was a failure his whole life, guys. A complete failure. He failed his family. He failed his kids. He failed his community. And he don't have nothing to show for it. And that's why he's angry till this day.
Really? We the problem? We the problem your fucking gas is high? We the problem your rent is high? We the problem you can't find a fucking job?
You can't find a job. I mean, think about the frustration that's coming out of this man. He's talking about the gas prices are high. He's talking about the rent is high. He's talking about all these things. He's not bringing no solutions at all, just constant complaints. And if he's your elderly and he's supposed to have wisdom, then the generation to come is done because he's not passing on no wisdom to you. He's going to give you a victim mentality so that you could complain. And a lot of you folks that are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s are still complaining, just like him, complaining all day.
They're giving the jobs away to immigrants with cheap labor. How in the fuck we the problem on our own fucking land? Because we ain't come from no Africa. I ain't come from there. And a lot of our other people are descendants of slaves, descendants. A lot of our ancestors was indigenous people of this land.
Think about this, guys. It's late at night, man. It's late at night. People trying to sleep. He outside yelling and screaming because of the Karmelo Anthony verdict, cussing, just wilding out, crashing out.
The lie they told that we came on slave ships. Huh.
He said that it's a lie that we came on slave ships, guys. He said that it's a lie. So basically saying that the transatlantic slave trade was a lie. That's basically what he's saying, guys. And that's who you're listening to. That's who you're getting your information from. Someone who don't believe we came here on slave ships. He don't believe that. Come on now. Let's go. Because a lot of these influencers on social media, like I said, it's all a grift. When you see them acting as if though they're all about pro-blacks, they're for the black community. Guys, social media is a business. A lot of these content creators you see that act like they're all for the community, they don't care about no community. It's a money grab. You understand? Just like with Umar Johnson. This man been taking 20 years to build a school. Millions and millions of dollars been donated to this man. This man does a video where he's showing you a toilet and a bathroom talking about the school is done. You know, shout out to my such and such Africans, my Cambito Africans, my Mexican Africans, my black Africans, and my Christian Africans, and my sisters in Dominica, and shout out to all the sisters in the Congo. He's just a pimp, a hustler, like Tariq Nasheed. All of these guys, hustlers, Creflo, Dollar, TD Snakes, all these people work for the devil. It's all about the dollar. None of them care about you. You got to care about you enough to stop letting these charlatans on social media fool you with all of this pro-black stuff, acting as if though they're leaders in the black community. They're only trying to lead that dollar into their pocket. That's all they care about. Let's go.
In the 1600s, there had millions and millions of black people already living here. We was enslaved and reclassified. We was enslaved and reclassified as Negroes. Reclassified African American. I ain't no fucking African American. I wasn't born in no Africa. I don't know nothing about no Africa.
See, at his age, you would think that he would have knowledge of self, but he has no knowledge of self. You understand? Black people were put in slavery by God. You have to know history. The so-called black man, black woman were put in slavery by the Most High. That's the history they don't want you to know. They ain't going to teach this in church. They ain't teaching this in school because, again, these pastors in these churches, they're under the 501c3 tax exemption status from the government, so they can't really tell you the truth. You understand? They're not going to tell you that. God was the one that put us in slavery because we disobeyed his commandments. And even till this day, we still rebel against him. And that's why we're the first fired, last hired. That's why there's so much discrimination against us. That's why it seems like everything we try to do, there's always opposition against us. We're the most talented. Always remember that. As a black man, black woman, we're the most talented in the world. Yes, other ethnic groups provide their talents and their expertise in various other things. But the black man and the black woman in America is the most talented. We were responsible for creating most of the inventions that are here today. Most of the things you use every single day was created by a black man or a black woman. That's right. And everything been whitewashed and patents stolen. And it just been one big mess to make us look like we don't have nothing. And because you don't know your history, you don't know who you are. You're the chosen people of the Most High, the royal priesthood. That's who you are. But you don't know that. And because you don't know that, you were given words like African American, Negro. They made you believe that you're nobody. You're nothing special. Anytime you see about history about black people, it's always a slave movie. They always make a Mandingo movie. They're mocking you. They're making a mockery of you. The only time they talk about you is slave, as far as they try to teach you. So you don't really know anything. You don't read books. You don't know your history. So because you don't know your history, you try to cling along different religions. You become a Christian, you become a Muslim, you become a this, you become a that. You're in search of everything. One minute you're a Pan-African, then you're a Egyptologist, and you're this and you're that. You don't know who you are. You're trying to find your way. It's because you're lost. You're of the lost tribes, 12 tribes, the lost tribes. And only God can wake you up. I could talk, I could share this truth, but the only one who can wake you up is the Holy Spirit. He's the only one that can wake you up. Most of you will remain in darkness forever because you're never going to listen to the truth. Let's go.
That's right. Yeah, he was sentenced to 35 years. That means with time served, he probably do, in about 17 years, if they don't appeal it. And I don't know if they're going to appeal it.
See, the thing that I don't understand about folks is this. Karmelo Anthony getting 35 years is actually a good thing because technically they wanted to give him 99 years. He was supposed to get life in prison. 35 years, when you think about it, good behavior, he'll get parole around 17 years. So if he is on good behavior, he could be going home 17 years. Just serve his time. You know? I mean, he made the choice. He threw his own life away. That's his problem. I don't care. Just because he's black does not mean like I'm going to be crying for him when he made a dumb decision. How many people you know from the hood that made dumb decisions and had to go do a bid? Were you crying? Were you like, oh man, my man going to prison, man? No, you was like, bro, you messed up, bro. But for some reason, the Karmelo situation have everybody losing their mind, crashing out when he murdered someone. Like I said, to you fathers and you mothers, if Karmelo Anthony stabbed your son in the heart because your son was under a tent, asked him to move, he didn't want to move, and then Karmelo says, if you touch me, see what's going to happen. And he pushed Karmelo, your son did that, and Karmelo stabbed your son in the heart. Are you going to say free Karmelo? You're not going to say that. If your black son was killed by Karmelo Anthony, you would not say free Karmelo. You're being a hypocrite. And the only reason why you side with Karmelo is because he's black. And that's why there was no black jurors on that jury stand. If you go look at the news report, they explain in detail. I'm going to have to do a whole video on that because I didn't play the news report on why there were no black jurors, because they were interviewing black people. They were asking them questions. See, what I realized with a lot of black folk is you don't even know how the legal process go. Just like you don't understand economics. You're wondering why black folk is at the bottom, always with their hands out, always waiting for the crumbs, because they don't understand economics. And you don't understand the legal process. When you go to court, when they call you in for jury duty, they ask you questions. Basic questions. What do you think about gay people? And based on your answer, will determine if you even on that jury list. Because if they ask you, what do you think about gay people? And you say, well, I don't like them. Or, well, the Bible says that what they're doing is an abomination, blah, blah, blah. Nope, you can't be on this because you already done have your mindset. So you're not going to be fair because you're focusing on your belief system. You're not focusing on the actual case. What do you think about police officers? Well, I'm not too fond of police officers, man. Like my brother, you know what I'm saying? He had a run-in with a cop and the cop put drugs on him, man. I don't trust none of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see how I can make that cop walk. They just interviewed you. You said this. They're not going to let you go on the jury. When you watch the news reports, you had people that were black who said, I can't see myself making a black man go to jail. You're being selected for jury duty, and that's what you're telling the people that's interviewing you to be a juror? They're not going to put you up there. Because you already told them that you're going to make Karmelo walk just because he's black, which means you're not looking at the case, you're not looking at the facts, you're not judging properly. So I don't know why everybody's complaining about why there were no black jurors. Because these are the questions that they were being asked. They were asked serious questions. Go look for the news report. Go look for it. And when you view it, you'll see they interviewed black people. And everyone that they were interviewing, they were saying some crazy stuff. And it's like, dag, do you folks know how the legal process go? Do you understand when you're being selected for jury duty? They're going to ask you questions to trip you up, to see where your mind is, to see if you're a hateful person, if you're racist. You know? What do you think about child molesters? Well, I was molested when I was a kid. Once you say that, nope, can't have you understand. Can't have you understand because you're going to be partial in judgment. Because why? You were molested as a child. So we can't have you on this case. You're not going to listen to nothing in terms of the facts because the person could be innocent. But because you were molested as a child, you see the person as a monster already in your mind. Yeah, they eliminated themselves. Matter of fact, some of you know the game. Put a 1 in the chat when you get those jury duty letters and you don't want to do it. You know the game of how to be eliminated. Put a 1. You don't have to explain the game, but you know how to get eliminated from doing jury duty. Because there's a way to get eliminated. Some of you know the game because you've been doing it for years. And, you know, you don't want to waste your time with all of that stuff. So you know when they ask you certain questions, you know what to say to be eliminated. They tell you, nope, you could go home. And you're like, yes. And I'm not going to show you how, so don't even ask me. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Because that shit wasn't fair at all. Wasn't fair at all. Where the video that was shown? They get videos of other shit that's going on. And that fucking lawyer, he's a piece of shit.
Think about that, guys. He's saying, he's basically saying that Karmelo's lawyer is a piece of crap now. That's crazy, man.
They took Karmelo Anthony's parents' money, and this man ain't did nothing to help the brother.
Now he crashing out on the lawyer now by saying the lawyer ain't ish, fam.
Should have put that his other brother up there. Because they jumped that brother.
Nobody jumped him. That's a lie. That's a lie. These are these lies that they have all over social media. There's a bunch of misinformation about the Karmelo Anthony case. And it's being spread by YouTubers, guys. YouTubers who want you to be angry. They want you guys to be angry. So they spread lies about this case. A lot of these YouTubers that are covering this Karmelo case, they're hateful. They don't like white folk. You understand? And I'm not saying you have to like everybody. My point is this. They hate people so much they're willing to lie to get the viewers angry enough so they could get the clicks and the views. It's all a money grab, a grift. At the end of the day, they don't care about Karmelo. They don't even care about him. Because when black people die in the black community every single day, you don't see these YouTubers protesting, going to court. When you see YouTubers like, hey, I'm at the Karmelo Anthony trial and we're over here right now, they do that because they want a check from YouTube. When regular black folk in the black community die, you don't see YouTubers going to their court cases. They don't, because they don't care. They do these things because there's money to be made. And y'all keep thinking that these content creators be caring about the community. They don't. It's a check that they want. It's a check. That's it. You see anybody? We're at the Diddy trial. I'm right here. I'm live at the Diddy trial. They don't care about Diddy. They don't care about nothing else but making money. That's it.
And the witnesses was all white. So you know what they're going to do. White folks going to stick with white folks.
It wasn't all white. You had different ethnic groups other than black. If you're going to say something, speak the facts. Let's go.
Whether they're right or wrong. That's right. Exactly. No, they don't care.
I don't think people understand the severity of a stabbing. When you stab somebody, that's worse than shooting them. I don't think people get it. Stabbing somebody is personal. That's personal, man. It's not like you just pull out a gun and pow, pow. When you pull out a knife and you stab somebody, that is personal. Karmelo premeditated that, fam. Because he told Metcalf, touch me and see what happened. Touch me and see what happened. In other words, try me. Try me and see what happens. He already had it planned to do, fam. That's why he doing 35 years. And he might end up doing the whole 35. Let's go.
Everybody know that shit was no injustice. And they had manslaughter, which they could have put. No, they wanted the brother to pay for every fucking. They just want him to suffer.
Now watch this now. He's about to start crashing out with me now. Watch this, gang. Because he always talk about me every single day. Watch this.
Wanted him to suffer. 35 years. Then you got these fucking coons talking shit right now. That big, fat, nasty motherfucker Jason Woodlock. Officer Tatum.
So he don't like Officer Tatum. He don't like Jason Whitlock. Who else he don't like?
Rango. I'm going to make a video about him. This bitch had nerve enough to say on his video he hoped the brother get violated. Yeah, that bitch Rango, that child molester.
He called me a child molester, guys. How am I a child molester if I'm here on live? Father of 4 daughters, a child molester, that's slander. I never been arrested a day in my life. But do you see what I got to deal with, guys? And y'all telling me why I'm making videos. This man called me a child molester. He called me a bitch, this 90-year-old man, fam. Let's wind that back, fam, so we can hear that again. Let's go.
But they jumped that brother. And the witnesses was all white. So you know what they're going to do. White folks going to stick with white folks. Whether they're right or wrong. That's right. Exactly. No, they don't care. Everybody know that shit was no injustice.
Somebody said he needed
And
a
they
woman.
had manslaughter, which they could have put. No, they wanted the brother to pay for every fucking. They just want him to suffer. They wanted him to suffer. 35 years.
35 years, he gonna be in jail, Rashawn.
Then you got these fucking coons.
See, notice how he's calling black people coons, guys. He's calling other black men coons. Is that cool to say? That's derogatory. Why would you say that about black people?
Talking shit right now. That big, fat, nasty motherfucker Jason Woodlock. Officer Tatum. Rango. I'm going to make a video about him. This bitch had nerve enough to say on his video, he hoped the brother get violated.
I never said that, fam. I never said that. I said that there was a video of another white guy that was literally talking about that in a video. That's what I was talking about. But see, what happened is on social media, a lot of these people, they have selective hearing, and they say things on their videos in hopes to get the viewers upset with me. This happens all the time, guys. That's why I really don't care what people think anymore. You know, if you want to believe the lies that people put out about me, then believe the lies. I really don't care. Let's get back to the content. Let's go.
Yeah, that bitch Rango, that child molester.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it, because that's what the fuck you is.
Now think about that. He called me a child molester, gang. Those are serious charges. And he's saying this over the internet. And there's people that listen to that stuff and they're like, what? Oh, child what? Yeah, he's a child molester. What? Nah, man, I don't like that guy, man. And they go out there and they listen to that type of toxic poison and they believe it, guys. That's how the internet is. People will say things about you, slander your name, defamation of character, all of that stuff. And the viewer, because they don't know no better, they believe whatever they say. And that's what they do. Let's go.
He's a pedo. They had nerve enough to say he hoped the young brother get violated in prison. Ringo. Reaction. He's a piece of shit.
Again, that's the same guy that was saying that God is a good God. That was the same man that was just singing in the beginning of the live, singing Christian music that God is a good God. But look at his words, fam. Pure evil. Pure evil. You would think that a man at that age would be home relaxing, drinking some tea, getting his life right with God, talking to his grandkids. Instead, he's on social media crashing out. Let's go.
Judge Joe Brown, I ain't never liked that nigga.
Notice he says he never liked Judge Joe Brown and he called him an N-word. Do you see that, guys? He called Judge Joe Brown an N-word. Why would anybody take this man serious? He calling everybody N-words, but if the white man call you an N-word, you want to cry. But it's okay for him to call black folk N-words? So it's okay for us to call each other N-words, but it's not okay for the white man to call us an N-word. There's a double standard here. We got to hold him accountable. Why do people watch this guy? Y'all supposed to be telling him, bro, you're disgusting. You're calling all these people N-words. You're acting like you're pro Carmelo Anthony, and you're degrading your own people. This doesn't make any sense. You're double-tongued. You're a hypocrite. You know? Shout out to Floridine Rollo for the support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Let's see. I'm not sure what that first word is. Mumra, evil, to the core. No doubt about it. He lost his mind. The thing that I don't like, guys, is that the community don't hold people like this accountable. They give them a pass because of their age. You don't do that. You hold people accountable. You hold them accountable for the things that they say and the things that they do. Because in the end, God will hold you accountable. God don't care about your age. God will hold you accountable no matter what you do, no matter what your age is. You see? And that's the problem. We think that because of age that you're not going to be held accountable by God. No, God is going to hold you accountable. This man disrespects black people all day. You don't see me coming online talking like this about black folk. Literally just calling them N-words all day and disrespecting and cussing them out. I don't do that type of stuff, guys. You know? Black folk don't like me when I cover cases like Karmelo and I disagree with Karmelo's actions. And basically, because I already done talked about the Karmelo case from the beginning and said, I told you guys that he's going to prison. I've been told you this from the beginning. From the beginning when this thing happened, what it was like 2-3 years. I'm not sure how long ago it was. But when this thing first happened, I told you guys, Karmelo is going to prison. I told you guys this. You know, and everybody got upset with me, told me that I'm a sellout because I believe that Karmelo's a murderer. So what am I supposed to do? Agree with Karmelo because he's black? I don't work like that. Just because you black doesn't mean I roll with you. Because in the black community, I see crime all the time. And I hold everybody accountable. I cannot stand seeing black folk kill one another and nobody say anything. But when it comes to crime stories like this, y'all want me to side with Karmelo because he's black? That's ignorant. That's foolish. He's a murderer. He brought a knife to a track meet with the intent to kill. He pulled it out rather than putting up his hands and fight like a man. He chose the coward route, pulling out a knife and put it in the kid's heart. And then he ran like a coward. If it was self-defense, he was supposed to stand his ground and be like, well, I don't got to run because it's self-defense. It don't make no sense. He ran. That's a sign of guilt. Let's go.
He's full of shit, too. He ain't nothing but an old fucking trick. That's what he is. He's an old piece of shit. A fucking trick.
Nobody was bullying nobody. I gotta stop that dumb stuff about bullying. I cannot stand this mess. So when black people kill one another, are they bullying? When black people are killing each other, are they bullying? So let me get this straight. Because Metcalf was white, he's a bully. You weren't there. So what are you talking about? Bully. I cannot stand when people use that word bully. Bully, bully, bully. He was bullying him. You weren't there. You don't even know what happened. You're just mad because Karmelo doing 35 years. Don't get mad with me. That's his choice. I don't care. I don't care what he's dealing with. I don't care what he's going through. I don't care. You know why? He took a life. He took a life. Another family is mourning the loss. But you don't give a damn because he's white. But if it was your child, your baby that Karmelo killed, you would want him to fry in prison. Hypocrite. Let's go.
I don't have no love for black people that's involved in politics, involved in that entertainment bullshit.
Nobody jumped Karmelo. That is a lie. Where y'all getting this stuff from? Where are y'all getting this stuff of, oh, he was jumped? Where y'all getting this from? It's like y'all just be saying stuff that's nowhere. Like, I don't get that madness, fam. This don't make no sense. Y'all saying stuff that's not true. I'm telling you, bro, like, this is the problem with black folk. Y'all saying stuff that didn't happen. And you're saying it as if though it happened, and it didn't. You had witnesses that proved this.
Where's the NAACP? Where's the Black Congressional Caucus? Where's the fucking immigrants? Why? I mean, the Democrats. Why ain't none of them? They ain't open their mouth. They ain't open their mouth about that little 14-year-old child that got shot in the back. They ain't open their mouth. Because ain't none of them shit.
See, I already covered the case with Cyrus. And I already told black folk to stop shopping from them folks. But you know, black folk gonna continue to shop. You want justice? Hold back the money. That's justice. But no, you're gonna continue to go to the shop to get your weave, to get your hair, to get your makeup. You're gonna still go to the gas station. Gonna still go get your Chinese food. You're gonna still go to the dry cleaner. Rather than you just shut it down and make a statement. No, you're gonna continue to be patrons to these businesses when they don't care about you. I got more videos coming up about the Cyrus situation. You know, it was wrong what happened to that kid. Very, very wrong. At the same time, if you want justice, stop being patrons to these businesses and send a strong message. You had one Asian guy, he came out, he was making a mockery of black people. We're gonna cover that video too. He was saying a lot of stuff. And I'm like, y'all still being patrons to all these businesses when you got this guy over here making a mockery of you? They don't care about Cyrus. They don't care. You got to care enough to send a strong message. But see, it's one thing when you see the majority of black folks siding with Karmelo. But how come when it comes to Cyrus, you don't see black people coming together? You guys sent over probably like, what, $1 million to Karmelo's family, made them rich overnight, and he still lost the case. Cyrus family dealing with their loss, what did you do for them? Nothing. Do you see what's going on? Y'all pick and choose. You have selective outrage. Selective outrage. And he was 14, and he got shot in the back by a racist who hated black people, who had a pattern of attacking black folk. That wasn't the first time that the Chinaman did that. He did that to I think it was a black girl or a black woman that was at his shop. So It's not the first time. And what does the black community do? They continue to shop at these stores and fill their pockets up with money. Rather than saying, hey, for the next 6 months, we're not supporting no business. No business related to that man. None. We're going to save our dollars. And we're going to get justice. Because 6 months of not patronizing no businesses, man, that's a hit. That's a major hit. A lot of those businesses will fall apart. That's justice. But because black folk don't stick together, nothing could ever get done. Because we never stick together. We play act on social media. Just like a lot of you that's siding with Karmelo. In 2 weeks from now, you're going to forget about Karmelo. You're going to be back to your normal life.
They all fucking sell out. They all fucking honky lovers.
I don't know why the old man is calling anybody that's black white people lovers because we agree that Karmelo is guilty of murder. I don't understand. This has nothing to do with loving white folk. I'm neutral. I'm not trying to fit in with no group. I'm not trying to gain a white audience. I'm not trying to gain an Asian audience. I'm not trying to do none of that stuff. People that rock with me because I just do good content. It's just that simple. I do good content. They like it. They rock with me. Karmelo's guilty. Like I said, if he killed your kid, you would want him to fry in prison. So anybody that's black that is siding with Karmelo, oh, self-defense. It's because you're ignorant of the law. And that's the problem with black folk. A lot of us are ignorant of the law. We don't know the law. We don't know what self-defense means. So if I just push you, you have the right to kill me, man, you got to be out of your mind. If that was the case, we'll be killing each other every single day. If that was the case, if somebody bump into your car, you got a right to kill them. They don't make no sense.
Pale male lovers. That's right, family.
See, the truth is he just hates white people, fam. And there's a lot of elderly black folk that are like this. They're racist towards white folk. And it's one of them things that we just don't want to talk about because we want to appear as if though we're innocent and we want to blame white folk for everything. And because I'm speaking the truth, you're mad at me. There's a lot of people in our community that are like this. Very hateful. Very hateful. You know? And it don't make no sense, fam. It makes no sense with that level of hate. And you're at that age, man, that's a dark life that man lived.
They're pale male lovers. They love Mr. Charlie. Can't love your own kind. Agreeing with that bullshit. They let go on.
He talked about loving his own kind, but he was calling all of us N-words and all sorts of derogatory terms. Make that make sense. He don't got no love for people.
That's right, family. It's time for us to come together, family.
We ain't never coming together because we never been together. That's one of the biggest lies that are out there. We never been together. You understand? That is why every other ethnic group can come into the black community and start a business and be successful. Whereas we're the patrons. We're the ones giving them all of our money. You know? As soon as our women get their paychecks, it goes into the Asian man stores. It goes into the East Indian man stores, the African man stores. All their money goes into those shops. You understand? It goes into that shop. The nail salons owned by Asians. The black female dollar goes into their businesses. Billions of dollars goes into these businesses. Right? And yet we see countless videos of these businesses disrespecting women, disrespecting our people in our community. And what do? We keep spending our money with them. And you're wondering why nobody respects you because, you know, you don't understand your economic power. You want to bring people to their knees Don't patronize their businesses. Starve them out. That's it. But it's like some of you, it's like you can't, you need these businesses. You can't go without. Some of you ladies, you got to get your hair done. Got to get your nails done. But like, what? Don't shop there? I can't. I got to look good. Okay. They'll keep disrespecting you because you're not serious about nothing. Because we can't get the people to mobilize together to send a message through the world that, hey, Cyrus was gunned down. It was unlawful. They acquitted the Asian guy of murder, which is crazy, right? Okay, we're going to send our own message in the world. And this is going to make headline news. We're not shopping at no businesses related to that man. None. 6 months. No shopping. Nothing. Find an alternative. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. That community would literally be going after Mr. Chow. Like, look, you got to do some time. You're causing all of us to suffer. And they're going to hold him accountable. Trust and believe that. But until you learn and understand your power, we're talking about economic power. If you don't understand that, you're going to always be abused.
Dr. John Henry Clark wasn't lying when he said we have no friends, we have no allies, we have none. We only got ourselves.
See, on social media, black people talk all day about what they're going to do, and they don't do nothing. When you look at these podcasts, when you look at how they talking about this Karmelo case, all of them are just expressing nothing but anger. That's all they're expressing. Oh, the white man is. Oh, white supremacy. Blah, blah, blah. All this mumbo jumbo. But none of y'all doing a damn thing but talking. You're not doing nothing but talking. And those influencers, all they want is a check. That's all they want. The Cash App, Super Chat, some money. They don't even care. But they'll act as if though they're so outraged about the Karmelo verdict. The verdict was good. You should be happy he got 35. He could be out in 17, which means, obviously he'll miss out on a lot of opportunities. Nonetheless, he'll still be able to live out the rest of his life. You see what I'm saying? Because he's 19 now. So 17 years, good behavior, stay out of trouble, up for parole. He'll be good to go. I think that's a better deal than 99 years. Wouldn't you think? Especially for the crime that he committed. Somebody got to be made an example out of. You understand? And another thing that I cannot stand about our people is that we like to go back to old cases. Well, what about this case? And what about that case? And look at how they did this and look how they did that. I'm tired of us doing that. I'm tired of that mess. You got people saying that the case with the 14-year-old kid that got gunned down by the Asian man, that it's the same thing as the Karmelo case. It's not the same case. It's two different types of cases. You understand? It's not the same. Do I believe that it was a good thing for them to acquit the Asian guy? Not at all. He's guilty. Clearly guilty. And they tried to spin it as if though the 14-year-old was going to shoot the son, and none of that is true. The gun, he dropped his gun. You understand? And while his back was turned, he was shot in his back. You get it? So when they talk about, well, he was defending himself or trying to protect his son, that don't make no sense, because if you're really protecting your son, you would have never left the store. You wouldn't have chased him. And the thing is, the kid didn't steal nothing. So that case was rigged. That's a rigged case. That's a clear-cut rigged case, which means the Asian man in question is probably a guy that have a lot of businesses and a lot of pull in the community and know a lot of people. Because when they read that verdict, if you look at Mr. Chow, while they were reading that verdict, he already knew he was going to be acquitted. He already knew. Trust and believe me, they already done told him, you ain't spending not one day in prison. Because he probably got multiple businesses and his hands is in a lot of cookie jars. Do you understand that? So that case was rigged. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
And we not united. We hating on each other. We lying on each other. We manipulating each other. We deceiving each other.
But that's what you do, sir. You're doing the very same thing. You hate your own people. You call us N-words. You call us coons. You call us every derogatory name in the book. And you falsely accuse our people too. So at the end of the day, you're being hypocritical. Very hypocritical in this crash out.
No lies told. Ain't no white person, ain't no fucking immigrant, white, black, green, or yellow, can't tell me shit about racism in America. I was born during the Jim Crow era.
Well, if you were born in the Jim Crow era, you would have enough sense to carry yourself like a civilized human being. You would think that a person who lived through that time, that you would have wisdom to impart in the younger generation. But it seemed like the way you carrying yourself, I don't even see why would anybody even listen to you, because it's like it's just very disturbing to even listen to an older cat who is very disrespectful, rude, cantankerous. It's just unpleasant to listen to an elderly man crash out and be this vile on social media, and to think that people actually see you as a respectful guy makes no sense to me at all. Let's get back to the content. Hit the like button.
I was born during the civil rights era, when they was misusing black people with hose pipes and bullets and this, that, and the other.
All I'm hearing is anger. That's all I'm hearing. I'm not hearing nothing of solutions, nothing that can make the next generation better. All it is anger. That's all I'm hearing is anger from this guy. I'm not hearing no solutions of, okay, this is what I've learned and this is how my people can improve from what I lived through. He should be able to teach you things that no book could show you. But he refused to because he's filled with anger.
Misusing our children during segregation time.
And I can guarantee you during that time, he was locked up in the house, afraid to come outside.
What's that, my brother Roy? You got that right. There ain't nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Because they don't care nothing about no black people. They're a bunch of fucking sellouts and coons and tethers.
So you see what he's calling black people. He calling them sellouts, coons, and tethers. The word tether is a derogatory term that a lot of these content creators will use on you if you are from the Caribbean, anywhere outside of the United States. If you're an immigrant or whatever the case is, let's say you're Haitian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Panamanian, Trinidadian, anywhere outside, West Indian, whatever your situation is, if you're outside, you are considered a tether, which means they don't even see you as a brother or sister. If you're Guyanese, they'll call you a tether. Grenadian, you're a tether. That's how they see you. And this started from social media. You have this this particular group. What the heck is that group called? I forgot the damn name of the damn group. What the heck is that group called? What they call themselves? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That damn group they have on social media with these black folk talking about they getting reparations or some mess. FBA. Yeah, that garbage. FBA. That FBA group, it's actually a hate group. It stands for Foundational Black American. And it's a hate group that will tell you that they're fighting for reparations. And the people that are doing this are content creators who aren't fighting for anything. They're making you believe that they're fighting for something that you're never going to get. And in the process, they're getting YouTube checks because a lot of black folk that believe in them flock to their videos, hit the like button, they give them the views, and these people make all the money. Now, this particular hate group, if you are black and you don't agree with them, they will make videos about you. They'll say you're a tether. They'll say you're a raccoon. They will accuse you falsely of things. They'll create clickbait videos. They will doctor videos. They'll make you out to be a monster in order to get the community to disassociate with you, to shun you away, to not support your videos. They do this to me all the time. All the time, guys. They'll make a video, Ringo TV this. He hates black people. He's this, he's that. And then what that does is it'll make people that don't know anything about me not like me. And it's all because I'm not supporting their hate group cult called FBA. You understand? It's one big joke that was started by Tariq Nasheed and some other grifter. And what they do is they play on the emotions of black people by making you believe that they're getting reparations for you. So you walk around with this mindset that one day we're going to get this reparation check, and it's not happening. The only ones getting reparations is Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is getting the money. Umar Johnson's getting the money. Your local pastor is getting the money. And you're getting the hate and the struggle. None of these guys really care about you. It's one big grift on social media. When you see listen, guys, if you see any YouTuber pushing anything called FBA, that's a grifter. A grift. It's a grift. It is how they make money on social media. They don't give two F's about none of you. Please listen. It's a grift. If you were to see these people in their own community, they're not talking that FBA garbage. They do it on social media. That's the only place you see this stuff. You understand? It's not happening in the workplace. It's not happening in the communities. It's a social media thing. And that's how they get money. You understand? So when you see content creators talking about their FBA, their this, their that, they're all about the black community, they're liars. Please stop falling for this grift, man. When I tell you there's so many snakes, there's so many snake oil salesmen in the black community selling you poison, getting you hype, keeping you outraged, keeping you mad. When you go to some of these YouTubers and you listen to their videos, it always keeps you angry. Every video they make is always about white supremacy. It's always about making you feel like you're being oppressed by the white man. Imagine that. You get up every day to go to work. You got a family to take care of, and you're listening to YouTubers that's constantly telling you about white supremacy all day. How do you live your life in peace? Listening to that poison all day. So you mean to tell me that YouTuber that you're listening to, they're being oppressed like you? No, they're collecting a check. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. So they feed you a bunch of poison all day, making you believe that you're under attack, that the white man is after you. Your children are being oppressed by the white man. No, none of this stuff is happening. You understand? When I'm in my house, I'm in my house. Ain't nothing going on around me. You understand? I'm at peace. You understand me? I'm at peace. Ain't nobody oppressing me. And if I was being oppressed, it's by my own people, not the white man. Because when I look on social media, I don't see the white man making slanderous videos about me. When I look on social media, I don't see no other ethnic group making videos that are negative about me other than black folk. They're the ones making crash out videos. Let's go.
That's going along with a very evil and unrighteous agenda program. As long as they get their fucking checks, that's all they care about.
Notice what he just said. As long as they get their effing checks, that's all they care about. And that's exactly what the grifters are caring about. As long as they get their check, that's all they care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about the black community. They're all for self. You guys should know this. Anybody that live in a predominantly black community, you should know that most of our people are for self. Self. They're all for self. As long as their family is good, that's all they care about. They don't care about the next family. All for self. Some of you experienced this with your own family members. You fell on hard times. You went to your own blood for help. What did they do for you? Nothing. You went to your own family. You're going through hell and hot waters. You went to your own family for help, and they disowned you. Threw you out. Told you, go find some help elsewhere. And you're like, man, it's my own flesh and blood, and they doing this to me? If your own family disowned you and betrayed you, how much more the world? How much more the people on your job? You think they love you? Think again. People on the job will try to get you fired quick. A lot of you have co-workers that are plotting and planning on how to get you fired right now. Some of you are surviving on the job. Some of you are literally going to the 9 to 5, surviving on the job. You don't even know when your last day going to be because it's so hostile. You can't even trust none of your co-workers on the 9 to 5, let alone your family. And you got these YouTubers making you think that you're getting reparations, like they fighting for you. They ain't fighting for nothing else but a YouTube check. If you don't support their platforms, they won't even make that kind of content. If you don't support that content, but with money, they won't even make that content no more. They'll grift into another thing. They'll find something new. I've seen a lot of content creators switch up and started implementing this FBA garbage into their content because they realized they tapped into Tariq Nasheed's audience. Come on now. I'm exposing what they're doing, gang. You got to take notes. A lot of these grifters realize that Tariq Nasheed's audience, Umar Johnson's audience, and various other grifters, they've decided to tag along on this FBA thing in order to make money. Some of these content creators, you got to go to their platform, right? Scroll back all the way. Go back a couple of years and see if they've been talking about this FBA garbage their entire YouTube career. You will learn that most of these individuals just started talking this stuff. It's a grift. It's how they make money. They don't care about us. You understand? It's one big grift to make money.
That's right, family. Yeah, get your monkey ass on out of here.
Notice what he's calling black people. Get their monkey ass out of here. This is what a black man is doing towards black people, guys. Calling us monkeys. But if a white person do it, everybody ready to crash out. Haven't we had enough of this kind of abuse of our people calling each other monkeys now? Come on now. This don't make no sense, man. Makes absolutely no sense. Look at the other day when you had a situation with that clown. What's this guy name, man? I don't know, world's this dude name, man, had this beef on YouTube with the other dude. This is why I keep saying I don't even watch these dudes, fam. Their names don't even ring a bell no more. What is this dude that had the beef with that other podcast dude that dressed up like a gorilla, and I did content on it? Who are them two dudes, bro? I done recalibrated my mind to the point where I don't even know these guys' names no more. Like, seriously. What are their names? All right, Corey and Anton. I literally forgot their names, gang. I'm on my workout journey, so it's like I'm not even thinking about these people. But you had Corey Holcomb dressed up like a gorilla to mock Anton. And that's the type of stuff that a racist would do. But it's like they do it towards each other. And nobody say nothing. I was the only one that called it out. Was like, yo, that's kind of hateful that you're dressing up like a gorilla. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, and he was mocking him by saying, you know, like it was just very, very sick the way he did this thing. And nobody had anything to say about it. But if a white man did that, everybody want to cry that, oh, he's a racist, he's a this, he's a that. It doesn't make no sense, man. It's absolutely crazy. Shout out to Frank Talks Money. Shout out to you for the $20 support. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Says facts, Ringo speaking truth. I did all the videos about that Corey and Anton situation and nobody listened, right? Nobody watched the videos. I have a ton of content and people don't watch the content to hear the facts, to hear the real. And it's amazing with all that work that I put out. But let's go.
Yeah, that's what they is, demon rats. You got that right. Half of them don't even take a bath. Half of them got lice in their head. They hate the fucking truth, though. But the truth will be told. Here on this channel, you don't give a fuck how you feel about it. You can get your monkey ass on about your business. Because I don't participate in nothing but the truth.
He said he only participated in the truth. That's a lie. He been lying this whole show. Nothing but lies.
I don't speak nothing but the truth.
That's a lie.
Of righteousness.
He's not a righteous man at all. Very ungodly.
Because that's what it's supposed to be about, righteousness. And a lot of these same devils will be in their white churches on Sunday morning praising white Jesus. And some niggas too.
Do you see how he called black people N-words? See, this is disgraceful, man. How could anybody listen to that guy? Look at how he talk about black people. But you won't be upset with him. You'll be upset with me. Because I agree that Karmelo belong in prison. You'll hate me for that. But when it comes to black on black crime, for some reason, you're not upset with the fact that Tyrone killed Marquise. You don't care about that. With all the stories that are going on right now, black on black crime, how come those stories aren't being talked about by all of these content creators? How come? How come all of the stabbings, the killings, the shootings, the sexual assaults, how come all of this death and bloodshed that's being done by black people towards black people, how come the black content creators don't address these issues? Because if they do, there's no money in it. You know why? Because they know the community don't care. We will see a black person get gunned down in the black community, see the police, and go about our normal life like nothing ever happened. We don't be outside saying justice for such and such, justice for this person. We don't care. And that's a sad reality. The only time we get outraged is when there's a white officer that did something to a black person, or if a black person and a white person had some sort of altercation, and now all of a sudden we have outrage. Pure hypocrisy, man. I cannot stand that double standard, that selective outrage. It's just sickening. Let's go.
That's right. What's that, Buffalo Soldier? Gemini Gang 904. Peace and blessings. Justice for...
It's crazy how from one mouth he says peace and blessings, and from the other side of his mouth he curses you. That's crazy. Peace and blessings, but then he cusses you out.
Miller. The only way, if he can get a appeal, I think he could win on an appeal, but they have to move it out that town. You'll never get an appeal in that town.
Ain't gonna be no appeal. Karmelo Jello is going to prison. 35 years he got to do for the crime. And that's justice. That is justice. That's sweet justice for the Metcalf family. That's good justice right there. The same way we are when we want justice for our folks, you got to be the same way for everybody. But for some reason, for us, we don't like that. We don't like the fact that the Metcalf family got justice. We don't like that. We don't even care. Black folk don't care. And that's the sad reality, man. We're some hypocrites, man. Big hypocrites, full of hate, full of evil. And you're wondering why the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did what he did with our people, put us in the predicament that we're in, and we're still struggling to get out of it because of pure wickedness. Pure wickedness. We only want justice for ourselves. We're very hateful. Very, very hateful. Another kid got stabbed in the heart, bled out, and died. He didn't expect to die, but you don't care because he's white. And because I'm speaking this truth, you'll call me a sellout, a coon. That's some dumb stuff. Dumb. The dumbest thing I ever heard. If you're that hateful of white people, next time you get in a car wreck and you see those white faces from the fire department, those white faces from the police, tell them, no, leave me in the car so I can die. I want some black firefighters to come and rescue me. Tell them that. Be racist when you're in a car wreck. I bet you ain't gonna do that. I bet you're in a car wreck. You're gonna love for the white man to come and use the jaws of life to get you out of that car. You ain't gonna be racist then. You see? And that's the thing that I cannot stand about our people, man. Very hypocritical, man. We embarrass ourselves on social media every single day, making ourselves look crazy. You know how crazy we look to the world during this Karmelo Anthony case? We looked crazy. Well, not me, but black folk as a whole, because of the few that were out in the media doing stupid stuff, you know, like this woman.
If evidence does come out that Karmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs. We're going to stand by ours regardless. I'm a mother first. I'm a black mother. Let me put that on there. I'm an African-American mother. So I have to put away my color first and step into the motherhood. Nobody wants to see their child slain. So I do want to send prayers to Austin Metcalf, their family. But at the end of the day, I got to think like, okay, what did you do to him or whatever to cause this to happen, the reaction? We got to start taking accountability for our kids. Because then again, if my kid, that's why it's a catch-22, if my kid was Karmelo and I feel like his back was up against the wall, well, I'm going to tell you straight up, better mine than yours.
Do you see what we got to deal with? Better mine than yours. If yours die, who cares? That's basically what she said. She basically said that even if Karmelo is guilty, that we of the black community going to stand with him regardless. Listen.
If evidence does come out that Karmelo was not in
Listen.
If evidence does come out that Karmelo was not in fact fighting for his life when he
If evidence come out that Karmelo was not fighting for his life,
stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, do you think that the black community will accept that?
would the black community accept the truth? If the evidence come out that Karmelo was not fighting for his life and he did in fact murder Metcalf, will the black community accept the truth? What did this woman say?
If evidence shows that he did not, no, we're going to stand by ours regardless. They stand by theirs.
That's madness. That is sick. That makes us look crazy. Because what she basically said, if he's guilty, we still ride with him because he's a black man. And that is despicable. And you're wondering why there's a lot of white content creators that are making videos using this clip. It's because they're outraged by this madness because they don't see nobody from our community speaking out against this bull crap. That's why they're making their videos. And it makes us look crazy. I don't blame them for making their videos. They're going to do what they got to do because that was some dumb stuff that she just said. Because she's basically saying that if he's guilty, we ride with him because he's black. I'm not riding with nobody just because they black. If you're guilty of a crime, I'm not riding with you. The heck I look like riding with you and you out here molesting kids. And I'm going to ride with you and you guilty and the proof is out there? Nah, you bugging. We're not doing that, fam.
What they call it, Frisco, Texas. Double a Hebrew.
Caramel says her opinion doesn't count. She's drunk. Her opinion counts. And see, this is what we have to take accountability for this because we make excuses. We make too many excuses for the stupidity of our people. You understand? Her opinion is all over social media. Her opinion is everywhere. It's on the news. It's on all the big podcasts. It's being broadcast all over the world. You understand? And when they publicize her opinions, it makes black people as a whole look bad. That's what happens when you have people in front of these cameras. They become the spokespersons for Black America. So now anybody that's siding with Karmelo, that woman represents that community, that group. Now, it doesn't matter if she's drunk. You don't see nobody on social media saying she's drunk but me. I'm the one. I'm the one who called out that she's drunk. I'm the one who called that out. No YouTuber called out that woman and made videos talking about, oh, she's drunk, holding a bottle of alcohol. Nobody but me. Everybody that made videos about her were siding with her. They were siding with that madness. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that's going on. A lot of bullshit that's going on. They're trying to make it where they can call you a nigger. They make it where you can't defend yourself.
So let me get this straight. You want to defend yourself because somebody called you an N-word? That's the stuff that this old timer's teaching? So let me get this straight. So somebody call you an N-word, you believe that you should be able to cause bodily harm to them. That's crazy, man. I'm so glad that I don't think like that. I'm glad I don't think like that. My kids don't think like that because they learn from me. I'm glad I don't think like that, where I'm just walking around with a chip on my shoulder that all a white person or any other group have to do is just call me an N-word and I crash out and risk my whole life and throw my freedom away. That's what Karmelo did. Karmelo wasn't raised properly to make good decisions. He wasn't. Everybody want to talk about his grade point average and, oh, he came from a nice family. Guys, his family didn't raise him properly. Let's just call it what it is. Karmelo's family didn't raise him properly. Let's just call it what it is, straight up. The decision he made to pull out a knife to stab another kid in the heart, guys, that is proof of a young man that was not raised properly by his entire family. Because he threw his whole life away. You were 17, you're 19 years old. You threw your whole life away in a blink of an eye. Why? Because you're not smart.
How to wake up. Number one, that fucking young devil, he should have went on about his business.
Notice he's calling the deceased, Austin Metcalf, he's calling him a devil. Do you see the level of hate? He's calling a person that died a horrible death as they bled out, heart pierced, bleeding out. He's calling him a devil. You know why he's calling him a devil? Because he's white. And because he's white, this elderly guy have a lot of hatred in his heart for white people. A lot of hatred is in this man's heart. A lot. And it's being expressed through his video. And the thing is, his viewers and his audience, they don't hold him accountable for nothing. And this is what's so sick about the black community, is that you can express this level of hate. And then if a white person say that you're a racist, you'll say, no, I'm not. Black people can't be racist. That doesn't make any sense. This is a lot of hate is coming out of this man. And it's very clear he don't like white people. So why is it that the black community don't hold black people accountable for their racist actions towards other groups? We want everybody to treat us a certain way, but look at how we conduct ourselves. That doesn't make sense. We got to carry ourselves with respect. If this is an elder, how in the world could anybody respect us when we got elders like this that are crashing out, destroying the reputation and the image of black Americans on social media? This doesn't make no sense, man. You know, makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
He went there messing with Karmelo. Then the news media lie and say he was the aggressor.
He was the aggressor because he's the one who made the threat. But black Americans don't want to accept that. You understand? Austin didn't say, if you hit me, watch and see what happened. Karmelo's the one who said that. Karmelo is the one who told Metcalf, touch me and see what happened. I believe, this is what I believe, gang. You ready for this one? You ready for this one? I don't think nobody talked about this on social media. You ready for this exclusive? Because I'm looking at this thing logically. I believe that Karmelo Anthony, when he went down there, he was already instructed and briefed by someone who told him that if somebody put their hands on you, you have a right to use a weapon. Somebody told him that. I really, truly believe that somebody told Karmelo that if somebody put their hands on you, you can stand your ground. And basically, if you use your weapon, it's self-defense. And he was given bad information. And he believed it to the point where he went down there with that knife, to the point where he premeditated, thought about it. You touch me, see what happened. So it was already in his mind to use that knife. Somebody was talking to Karmelo and told him, it's not a problem. It's not against the law. If you did something, you're going to get off. You'll be good. Self-defense. Somebody programmed his mind with bad information. Because the way this thing turned out, it makes no sense. Because in his mind, he probably felt he was never going to be charged with murder. You know, they said that after the verdict, he cried. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I didn't see no video. But the whole point is, in his mind of minds, he most likely thought, I'm not going to serve no time in prison. I mean, even when he committed the act, the police officer that he was speaking to, he was like, Karmelo was basically like, oh, Metcalf is going to make it. Something along those lines. He said something like he didn't think it was severe. He felt that it was just a regular stab. He's going to pull through. He thought that everything was good. You know? I believe somebody gave him bad information. This is what I really believe. I believe that in his mind, he felt that any sort of physical contact, that he has legal grounds to pull out a knife and use it to defend himself. I believe that he was trained and taught that. Somebody told him that. And he believed it to the point where he acted. Because if he's a kid that's supposed to have a high grade point average, very smart. Why would you make a decision like that? Why would you make a decision like that if you're that smart? It's because somebody gave you bad information. And you really felt that you were, I guess, within your rights. But you weren't. And there's a lot of us today that believe we know the law, and you don't. You don't know the law. Some of you that are gun owners, you think that just because you have a gun, you could just pow somebody, and that's not how it works. It don't work like that. There got to be circumstances that are in place that would give you the ability to use your weapon. If you just use your weapon, that's like you're mowing your lawn, your neighbor across the street is yelling at you, and he's mad because your car was parked somewhere and he's flipping out, and you get upset, you go inside, get your pow, and you use it on your neighbor, talking about, well, I was fearing for my life. No, you're going to prison. You're going to prison. You can't use it like that. So you got to know your laws. You got to know your rights. Too many people out here don't even know the laws. It's just like a lot of people don't even know how to drive. A lot of people don't even know the road signs. A lot of people don't know nothing. Some people get to a 4-way intersection, don't even know what to do. You get to a 4-way, you stop at the stop sign, they stop at the stop sign, they don't even know who go first. You ever been in a situation like that? You stop there first, you're prepared to go, the other car just keep going. And you're like, bro, you don't know what the hell you need to do? They don't even know the rules. And you end up getting into an accident. How many of you went to a roundabout and the yield sign is there? The cars that's on the opposite side are supposed to yield to you, but they don't yield. You're trying to go through, you're in the right of way, and you got to now be smart because you know they're dumb. So you got to slow down now because I'm not just going to go straight through because I got the right of way and this idiot don't even know the laws and the rules of the road. And that's where we are in today's day. We got a lot of people that are adults that are driving around and they dumb as hell. You got a lot of people that own guns and they stupid. You have a lot of people that don't even know what self-defense mean. They're uneducated fools. And they're ready to commit crimes thinking that they're justified. So throughout this entire Karmelo Anthony trial, what we saw are the ignorant folk who don't know the law, who kept screaming self-defense when there was no self-defense. Because in order for Karmelo to use deadly force, there had to be an equal amount of force that was being used on him, where his life was in danger. And none of that was there. Somebody just pushing you is not grounds to use deadly force. This is why the case with Cyrus, with the 14-year-old that was gunned down by Mr. Chow, that whole situation is evil. That kid needs justice. He was done dirty. Even though he had a gun on him, and that's not cool. We ain't saying that that's right. But he never pulled out a gun to use a gun on nobody. And he never robbed nothing from the store. That Asian man didn't like black people. He never did. You understand? They stereotyped that kid. As soon as that kid walked into the store, into the gas station, put down your bag. Put down your bag. Put down the bag. Put it down. He's walking. They still watching him, patrolling him in the store. He can't even shop. Guys, if I walk in a store and I see the store owner following me around, I'm leaving. You're not going to get my money. You're not going to treat me like a criminal. I'm trying to buy a drink. I'm trying to get some water or whatever the case is. And you walking around looking at me like I'm a criminal. I'm not spending that $1 in your store. You know? You got that right at J-Wash. Nobody in the South know how to drive. They give out, listen, guys, They give out driver's license in the South like this. They just hand them things out. You don't even have to know how to drive. You go down there, do your road test. Guys, they just give them things out. They just give them things out. You don't even have to know how to drive. When I tell you people don't use turn signals. People don't yield. People don't stop at stop signs. People will cut you off. People don't know how to park. It's a mess. It's a mess when I tell you. There's no courtesy. None of that stuff. You literally got to be on the defensive at the whole time. You got to watch everybody. Everything. I'm like, man, this is crazy. They just be handing out driver's license like this? Yeah. They hand them out to people that don't know how to drive. In New York, they ain't doing that. Oh, it's tough. In New York, they'll fail you immediately. In the South, they give you that driver's license immediately without nothing. I can't tell you how many horrible drivers, bro. People don't use their rear view mirror. They don't look through their side mirrors. They'll be backing their car up and don't even look. You have to damn near beep your horn and swerve out of the way because they'll wreck your car. You'll probably crash out. Yep. It's crazy, man. Anyway, let's get back to the content. Hit the like button, guys. Let's go.
How in the fuck he was aggressive when he don't weigh nothing but 130 pounds and you got two motherfucking 200.
Do you see how much hate this guy have in him, fam? There's too much hate in this old man, bro. Too much.
And some pounds in your goddamn face.
I mean, we don't even need to listen to no more from him, bro. Like, I'm done listening to this guy. Like, for real, for real. We don't need to listen to him no more. There's nothing there. This guy is full of hate, fam. Full. He's full of hate. There's nothing in him that's peaceful. It's just like he's just a very hateful individual. And he must have had a horrible life and experienced a lot of trauma to the point where he can't be fixed. You know? He can't be fixed. There's no rehabilitating him. His mind is gone. He's hypnotized by hatred. And the sad thing is that there's people that actually listen to him thinking that he's good, not realizing that if you listen to somebody that's poisoned, you become poisoned just like them. That's why it's very important that you associate with people that are genuine, people that are good people. You know? So I'm gonna pretty much wrap up the show, guys. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. It is what it is. Ringo TV Reactions, the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, where we deal with commentary and criticism. We hold people accountable. We talk about crime stories, various popular topics, news stories related. We seek justice for those that don't have no voice. And in this case, I wanted to talk about the 80-year-old who crashed out over the Karmelo verdict, lost his mind. And there's a lot more people that are crashing out on social media, acting as though they care. But when there's crime going on in the Black community, you don't even see them speak up about it. It's only social media related. If it's on a social media thing, then they crash out. But if it's stuff that's happening in their neck of the woods, they really don't care. You know? But when you guys stay blessed, it is what it is. I'm gonna get up on out of here. Be sure to subscribe to my workout channel, Walk It Like I Talk It TV. I'm gonna have to put that in the it's in the community post that I made. You could check that out. I did a video today, and I pretty much filmed with my POV camera. Actually, the quality is pretty good, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get that up for the morning or probably later on tonight. Probably. I'll just say the morning and whatnot. But man, if there's anything you guys can do in your life right now, work out. Primarily walking and jogging. Those are the best workouts ever. Hands down. The best workout ever is walking and jogging. If there's anything that you could do for your health, your mental clarity, to be focused, to gain energy, to become one with the earth, to be grounded, to recalibrate your mind, to get your thoughts in line so you're able to see where you're supposed to go, to be able to rid yourself from demonic activity, demonic oppression, to break generational curses, to loose the bands of evil people that are speaking over your life. You need to work out. Working out is not about trying to flex. It's not about trying to make your body look a certain way. That's a byproduct of working out. So that you'll look good, you'll be fit, all that stuff would be nice. But working out is for mental clarity. It's to work on the mind. It's to give you endurance, strength, energy, to work on the heart, to get good blood circulation so you can flush your system of all the mess. You got to recalibrate your system. For too many of us, we got so accustomed to life, working, dealing with the BS that we don't work out. And you are dying. You're dying inside. When you work out, you're adding life to your life. You're adding days to your life. Take it serious. Get out there. Get focused. Get into your calisthenics. Run, jog, walk. Go through the pain. When you're doing it and you feel like giving up, keep going. Let it burn. That's your spirit fighting to live. Your flesh wants to give up. That's why you get tired when you're working out and you feel like I can't do another rep, or I can't run no more. I can't jog no more. My legs are burning. I want to stop. No, go around the block again and let it burn. When you're done, watch all the energy you're going to have. Mental clarity. You'll learn as you go. So be sure to subscribe to that channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of content over there. It's not really a channel that I'm trying to really blow up. It's sort of like just my journey. I'm not trying to be this workout guru or anything like that. I'm not trying to have 1 million subscribers or whatnot. If people subscribe and they rock with the platform, it is what it is. It might turn into something good, you know, because I got to deal with this platform over here. But some people wanted me to focus on those workout videos. So I just said, let me put the channel together. Those of you that are already doing this, you already know the rewards. You already know what this does for you. Shout out to all the gym rats. Shout out to the people that are jogging every day, the people that walk every day, the people that have been doing this for years. You know the secrets. You know about what I'm talking about. For some of us, we learn this later in life. I'm 49 years young. 49. I'm 49. You would never know that. So get in the gym, get out there, walk it like I talk it. TV. I'll catch you guys in the next video. It is what it is. Rate, comment, and subscribe. We're going to get up on out of here. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Forever Studios, Show Shao, Caramel, Kimmy Kim. Shout out to all the other moderators who are out there working, taking care of their families, and so on and so forth. Salute to all the members, all those that support the shows, people that subscribe, cloud viewers, everybody on the 9 to 5 grind. Salute to y'all. Salute to all the gig workers, FedEx workers, the truckers, UPS, Amazon workers, United States Parcel Service, DHL. Shout out to everybody in the salons, security, valet workers, medical, teachers, police officers, fire departments, airline, transit, farmers. Shout out to everybody. Everybody that rock with Ringo TV, that watch in the late night hours, that watch in the day. Those of you that support, we appreciate your love, your encouragement, and so on and so forth. Don't be mad at me because I speak the truth. I stand for justice, and I speak the truth to power. So when you hear the haters speak against Ringo TV, just know that they're just jealous. They're jealous of my light. My light trigger their darkness. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.